Clayton.
Yes?
It feels like it's been a long time since I chatted with the peeps on the internet.
We just released a video.
I get it, but that weekend was so like hectic. The week before was hectic. You weren't around.
It wasn't hectic for me at all.
It wasn't. You were on vacation while we're working on your car.
I was working the entire time, actually.
Well, sure.
Yeah.
So we've hinted, or kind of not hinted, but hinted, I guess, that we were planning on doing something with the salvage MK7 R. We have some footage from this as a failed attempt on the dyno, which Clayton can add in here. All right, let's try it. That's totally the clutch. We're gonna try to tease it a little bit. So we're gonna go right back and try again. And that's it. Since that original video got posted, we put some ideas out there of like what we might actually do with this thing. Keep in mind, the end goal for this car and the reason that I picked it up was that all of this drivetrain, engine, basically everything is going into my Mark I Rapid.
We should do a video on that sometime. You guys want to see a video on that, where it's at now?
They don't want to see it now. It's a lot of dust.
Maybe a little bit of info on it though.
Yeah, it would be a good idea.
All right.
So anyways, all this has been, the reason this car was purchased is for a swap for my Mark I. However, we have a car that's completely together. It's got a little bit of, wear and tear on it from the accident, but it's a complete car, and we've decided now to try to get some parts together and go race it. There's only a few events left in the season, so we're going to first, before we chuck any parts at it, we're going to put it on a diet and see how much weight we can actually get out of this thing. Hopefully, we can drop a few 100 pounds and give this thing a little bit better of a chance when we do get to the track with it. And we'll go through, once we get the car apart, we'll go through and show you guys some of the parts that we've been able to acquire to put towards this thing. So let's get to tearing this thing apart. All right, the first step in this endeavor of losing weight on this MK7 R is to find out actually how much it weighs. So we'll load this thing up. There's nothing on it. We'll set her to 0 and we'll lower the car on it. All right, so a little lighter than I thought, 3,271 pounds. So that's our benchmark. We got to remove as much as we can from this thing. And this is why I keep calling this car an ashtray. As you can see, that is legitimately an ashtray. There's full cigarettes in here, lighters. Basically, if you're a smoker, this is like your dream.
Can I start wrecking stuff?
Yeah, I mean, it's wrecked.
Yes! We're wrecking it.
It's that clip that I was, no, it's not that clip.
Oh, it's all, don't wreck all that, that's all expensive shit up there.
Well, there's something.
We should have unclipped the clip. Yeah, unclipped the friggin' trim around that.
Okay, well, headliner for sale.
Is the headliner for sale?
Yeah. Okay, so after hours of work, the giant pile of parts, that's what comes in your Mark 7Rs, just so everyone knows.
We took it so carefully.
We took it out very carefully. We're zeroed out. So Clayton, let's see what she's got in her. What did we lose?
Nice.
28.98.
Oh, wow.
It's very 28.96.
400 pounds.
28.96. And for everybody, we did put the driver's seat back in. I don't know if you can see that in this video, but anyways, the window's up. And we have the charger on it still because we're going to obviously have a battery in it. So, for those that want to lose weight in their Mark 7Rs, what do we have? What did we say? 300?
It was 3270.
Yeah.
That would be better.
What did we say?
It was 3270, right?
3271, yeah.
2880. So
2880.
400 pounds.
Almost 400 pounds.
Crazy.
Probably get down to 400 pounds pretty quick.
Yeah, there's
So-
a few more things that can come out.
Now we put the good parts on. As you would have seen from the footage that we just showed you guys, we were able to knock, with the exhaust off it, 400 pounds, I think it was, right, Clayton? It's been a few weeks since we actually filmed that.
Yeah.
400 pounds out of this thing. I'd like to really take the driver's seat out to lose some more weight on it, but it's just way easier with the seat belts as they're tied to the seat. So the driver's seat is going to stay, but everything else, as you've seen, has come out of the car. The exhaust, all I'm keeping on it is the downpipe.
Yeah, it sounds so good. No,
It will sound good on the dyno, I think. And I'm just going to do a turn down off the dyno, I think. We've talked about cutting the exhaust and putting out the hood, but anyways, enough about the weight loss, Clayton.
hey, wait a second. Come on.
But we've added a bunch of parts to the thing also, so let's talk about how we got to here. And although it looks fairly stock compared to the way it did before, we've added a lot of stuff. So let's show you what we've done to this thing. Okay, the first item to open up for this Mark 7R project is from Leo Motorsports, or actually Motorsport. These guys reached out to us and probably are the reason we decided to try to go ahead with this project and see what kind of parts we could hoard together. We opted for a front mount intercooler from these guys. Let's get it open, see what it looks like. All right, got it all unpacked. As you can see, it comes in black. I think they only offer them in black. Has their logo on the side. Not sure if you're going to see that in that light. It comes with couplers as well, which is nice, and clamps. The edges where the couplers go on are serrated as well, so there's no chance of those things coming off. And I noticed when I just popped this cap off that the intercooler is divided, so the airflow is going to push it to the top of the core to kind of utilize more of the actual overall intercooler. Not all of them come like this. I think Integrated Engineering's has a split design like that. So one of many parts that's got to go on this thing, but thanks to these guys again for reaching out and kind of forcing me to get the ball rolling to see if we can make some power with this and go have some fun. So we got lots to install and a lot more stuff to unpackage, so let's get to it. Okay, the next big ticket item is from CTS Turbo, and they hooked us up on this one actually. I can't say enough, Clay, thank you for this. This is a Beta Boss 750 kit. Now this is a lot of turbo for what we're trying to do. I'm going to take it out of the box so you guys don't have to listen to all of that nonsense. So one sec. Okay, there it is in all its glory. So stainless turbine housing. It has CTS on it. It's a little bit dirty because I've mauled it a few times. CTS on the casting as well. You have to use, it doesn't come with an actuator, so you have to either use a stock like IS-38 or IS-20 actuator or purchase a new one. And then obviously you can see the turbo inlet and outlet. The thing's a beast. So this is based off of a Gen 2 GTX 3076. So it's good for 750 horsepower. That would be like crank horsepower. We're gonna shoot for hopefully 550 to 600, depending on how things fare out with everything. But this is a new turbo that they've just released. As mentioned, we got kind of a beta version of it, and we're gonna put this thing through its paces. Well, more so put the stock engine through its paces, that's for sure. So before this goes on, I just wanted to kind of show you, there's a lot going on with that thing. It doesn't come with this charge pipe, that's separate, but it comes with the inlet pieces and the lines and the gasket and everything. Typical stuff when ordering CTS stuff. All the coolant lines and all that stuff. Very, very nice setup. We're gonna see how it performs.
Time lapse doesn't get the frustration.
Yeah, that's what happens when you buy junk. Everything's locked on there for life and junky and breaking.
So normally you shouldn't have to heat up those bolts.
Put the downpipe in, basically put the dry shaft bolts on 100% torque.
This is why you're surprised at your labor rates when you take this to get shit fixed when your friends installed stuff.
Oh, my friend can do it for cheaper.
Yeah. Everything's broken, taking it off.
Alright, well. So far it's going great.
Not too bad. Here, in case you guys want to see, there was 9. I wanted to line them up so we could B-roll it, but there was 9 lighters found under the seat of that car. Gives you an idea of how much of an ashtray it is. But the next item on the list is the clutch for this car, and we were graciously donated to test out this crazy contraption from No Drama Motorsport. The guy's name is Mario. He basically sent us this to test out. This clutch setup uses a stock dual mass flywheel, but it's very, very slick. As you can see, there is one disc, then a plate, then a second disc. So a twin disc setup made to utilize the stock dual mass flywheel. This one I think he said was good for 700 Newton meters, which I believe is like 500 foot-pounds, something like that. I don't know about the math, but he said we shouldn't have any problems with this setup. So we gotta adjust some things for the shims before we put it in, but we're halfway through the clutch install and we're having a great time, aren't we? As you can tell with my hands. Dirt, broken bolts, junk car.
That one? No.
So, the parts list. I don't know if we filmed everything that we chucked on this thing, but I'm gonna go through, and I apologize if some of this is gonna be repetitive, but some of it should be because we've had great items donated to this project. So, one thing that I know for sure that I don't think we filmed was the low pressure fuel pump. So we did low pressure fuel pump, the brushless low pressure fuel pump, and the module. So that's going to take care of the fueling side, the low pressure fuel pump, stock high pressure fuel pump. We did CTS multi-port injection kit with the 1300cc injectors. That's a lot.
That's a lot of injector.
We may actually run just straight E85 on it. I'm not 100% sure yet, but it'll either be a blend or straight E85. So we went with the big boy injectors for it. We did the front mount intercooler from Leo Motorsport, which kind of got the ball rolling on this setup. They reached out to us. So thanks again for that intercooler. We got the Boss 750 kit from CTS, which obviously we haven't used one yet, but we're very anxious to get this thing on the dyno to see what it can do. Again, this is still completely stock engine. I don't really want to break it at this point, but...
Well, because like you said, you kind of want to use it for another
project.
I want
to use it, yeah. I do have another R engine here, but ideally we keep it together at least until we go and race it a little bit, right? We all want to go have some fun with this thing. It's been a bit of a pain in the butt for sure. We would expected to have been racing it already. However, we had a little bit of trouble with the clutch setup, which we seem to have resolved now. The transmission has been out of this thing 3 times, and on an all-wheel drive car, it is not a fun process. You've probably seen in the video that we got the twin disc setup from No Drama Motorsport. That guy reached out to us. He's been a huge help. It came from Croatia, I believe, which is kind of crazy that the YouTube channel can reach out to people all over the world. So we really appreciate the clutch setup. He also sent us something else which may make it in this car, but we'll touch on that if we get time to chuck it in it. We do plan on it, but time is of an essence at this point. So the clutch kit, twin disc using stock dual mass flywheel, super slick. The last thing probably to talk about is software. I think we're going to do Eurodyne on this one so that I can play a little bit myself with it. So, Clayton, what are we forgetting with this? We haven't got to go out and beat on it yet, but I'm very anxious to do so.
Well, we've had a lot of support from a lot of awesome people, so thanks again to everybody that was able to help out with this. On the side of that, though, this is still costing you and the business some money to make this thing fast.
The fueling kit.
It's not like everything's free for this.
No, yeah. So again, we've mentioned it many, many times. People are like, oh, post more videos, blah, blah, blah. We are a very small YouTube channel. Business is first. This is something that we're doing after hours on the side, and it is hemorrhaging money also because of the fueling kit and the slave cylinder and the injectors, the coils, the multi-port, there's all fuel, there's so much time. What? The labor. There's so much involved with it. So everybody that subscribes and watches our videos, we really appreciate it. We really appreciate all the companies that have reached out to kind of let us have a little bit of fun like this with this thing. So that's it for this video. The next time you're going to see this is going to be on the dyno, hopefully with some success. And then we plan on bringing it to the track. So we're on to our last few track days here. So the next couple of weeks are going to unfold pretty quickly for how this thing fares out, I guess is the best way to put it. Yeah. Clayton, anything else?
Hope for good weather.
Hope for good weather. Okay. Thanks, everybody. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.